Greetings and salutations. It is I, Avian Shark 901, aka the Albanian Waffle, aka the Sexist Bachelor, aka the Sploom. It doesn't have to make sense. And guess what I'm gonna be doing? I'm gonna be trying some things.
Sharky Be Tryin Thangs. Yes.
First and foremost, if you have not been to the page, smack it a like, smack it the subscribe button, because we are on the tube. Secondly, I'd like to give a special thank you to Panasonic and WIGSS sponsor for this item that I'm about to review. Now, just because they sent me something does not mean I have to be nice about the review I give them. Just so you know, in this series, I'm going to be giving my 100% honest opinion about the item, and sometimes that means I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings. Everything that I review is going to be on a 1 to 8 scale, 1 being the absolute most dog water, and 8 being the absolute apex best that it can possibly be. It will go 8, 7.5, 7, 6.5, 6, and so on and so forth. You get what I'm trying to say. Now, without further ado, the first item that I'm going to be reviewing is the Panasonic Wearable Immersible Gaming Speaker System, or WIGSS for short. This one specifically is the Final Fantasy VII online gaming version. Let's pop this open and see what we get, shall we? So the first thing that I noticed with this item is that it's a lot smaller than I actually thought it was going to be. Give y'all a first good look at it. I like the design on the side of it, but it is very small compared to what I thought it was going to be. I figured it was going to be a little bit lower, but I guess it's basically made for the neck area. Maybe I'm just big as hell, I don't know.
We ask that you bear with us as Avian Shark 901 attempts to read. Considering the fact that he has the educational value of a koala bear in a snowstorm, this may take a while.
So looking at the instructions based on here, I'm noticing that this isn't a wireless system. You have to plug this into your system in order for it to get power. That's not something I'm necessarily enjoying, because in 2020, I would expect most things to be, somewhat portable. But I mean, I guess looking at this, it does seem like there's a pretty good length, a pretty good amount of cable on the system, but because you have to plug it in, no matter how much is in here, you're going to be limited to your mobility, and that's something that, that's going to be a negative in my book. But I digress, you know what I'm saying? It's not too bad. That's not heavy, you know what I'm saying? It feels like, you can wear this and kind of forget that it's on, so that's a positive in itself. Why gotta be Indiana Jones to detangle this thing, man? That's another negative, All right, so I'm gonna plug this into my Xbox Series S. I travel for a living, so I have an Xbox Series S, so it's easier for me to move around and things like that. I'm gonna plug it in the back because I do use a wired cable, so we'll see how that goes as well. Woohoo! What was that? Tingly. That was different. I was not expecting that at all. Okay. I feel like you have to do a little bit to try to figure it out, especially if you're used to wearing a headset. This is definitely going to be different from what you're used to. I'm also noticing that the way this is set up, you have to have some type of aux cable that goes into this port right here. I don't know if you can see it. Focus, focus, focus. You have to plug an aux into this port right here in order to actually utilize it. I feel like that's another negative. You should be able to plug it in and it should be able to register with whatever system you're using. But I mean, I don't know. We gonna see though. All this wiring, man, I am not a fan of that. All right, I'm gonna set up my Xbox. I'm gonna set up some games. I think I'm gonna play Apex Legends with this just so I can get a full feel. Oh, there's a light indicator right there. Ooh, woo, woo. Ooh, woo, woo. So here's what I'm gonna do. I got it plugged into the Xbox. I got an Xbox Series S. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up my game, make sure everything's good to go. I'm gonna play some Apex, and I'm gonna see, how we like this thing.
If you look very closely, you can actually see the frustration build in my eyes as I attempt to connect this speaker to my system. Ugly looking mother.
I don't know if I like this. Another thing that I'm noticing, oh my goodness, I have to fix that immediately. Test, test, test. Oh my God, I don't know if I like that at all. Getting feedback, having a lot of difficulty setting it up. Not a good start. I'm gonna let you know that right now, not a good start. I just tried to hop into a party with one of my friends and it didn't work out so well. Okay, so I finally got it to come through here. You can hear it right now. Like I said, there's a lot of setup. I'm hearing a lot of feedback coming from here. The way this is set up, I'm not necessarily enjoying that. There are ways to kind of work around it, but I feel like you have to go through a lot. You have to go through a lot to try to get it set up. I'm not a big fan of that. Volume is maxed. So it's got settings on the side. It's got a button on the side right here where you can switch between the settings. It looks like there's 6 different settings. So you have RPG, FPS, voice, music, cinema, and stereo. I'm gonna put in FPS because technically I'm in a first-person shooter, so we're gonna see what that feels like. So first thing off rip, I expect this to have a little bit more bass into it. There really doesn't seem like there's any type of bass on here. I guess we're gonna play some and see what we get. Like I said, not a lot of power. I expect it to be a little bit more vibration, maybe some rumbling or something like that, but I'm not really getting that. It's more of just a speaker.
Taking orders for after the game, fellas. We talking what? 60 steaks?
Time to kill. What's up over here?
Like I said, more of a speaker, not necessarily too much vibration. Matter of fact, there's no vibration on here. Really just a speaker, just a shoulder speaker. It's got okay volume to a degree, but I had to basically max it out to get this level. I'm not 100% sure how I like it. For those, especially for those who are used to having speakers over their ears, headsets, it's a culture shock for those who have headsets, especially for those who, damn, I just blanked out for a second, my bad. It's a culture shock for those who wear speakers normally, right? Because for those who wear speakers, you can kind of hear omnidirectional, you kind of can tell when people are left or right. I'm not really getting the sense that this is very good at that. It kind of has that feel. I can kind of feel it to the left and to the right of me, but it's more open. Yeah, like I said, we're trying to figure this out. Like I said, I'm listening to the headset right now. The headset isn't necessarily the strongest one I've ever heard. And also there were some parts that said it was supposed to be in the box that were kind of missing. I was expecting there to be some form of vibration, which I'm not getting. I was checking to see if maybe there was like a setting or something that was on there, but no, it's really just literally just a speaker that's on your shoulders. I'm not 100% sure if I'm a fan of it yet, but we're working on it. We're gonna get there. We gonna get there. All right. It looks like we're about to get into a firefight, so let's see what we get so far.
Opening fire on the enemy.
Come on, teammate, you by yourself.
The enemies are shooting at me.
Y'all know you ain't good for nothing, right? Why didn't anybody in the world tell me how absolutely, unequivocally stupid I look playing the game? Look at my mouth. It's open. My eyes twitching everywhere. I look like I'm having a seizure. Like, seriously, look at me. I'm over here ducking and dodging bullets like I'm really out. Look at me. I'm dipping, mouth closed. I am serious as hell. I hate y'all. Why did y'all not tell me I look this stupid?
Okay, so off the rip, like I said, without the vibration, it feels weird. You said being over my ears. I would say so far I'm giving it maybe a 4.5, maybe a 5 out of 8. I'm not really a big fan of it right now. I'm gonna play a little bit longer. I'm gonna see what I get. But honestly, without the vibration, without it being as loud as I thought it was gonna be, kind of makes the omnidirectional feel kind of weird. On a personal opinion, not 100% sure if I'm a fan of it, but like I said, I'm gonna give it a little bit more time to see what I get. So, final review. I'm gonna be honest, not a big fan of it. Like I said, it's a lot smaller than I thought it was. There's really no vibration. It doesn't really, I mean, you can hear it. It pushes a good bit of volume, but not a lot, not compared, because this is maxed out. This is 100% right now. I am having to talk up a little bit, but for the most part, it's not really that loud. It is semi-partially omnidirectional, but it makes things kind of difficult to decipher, especially when you've been wearing headphones for so long. So if I'm giving it a scale based on the 8 scale, I'm probably only gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna be honest, it is a lot to try to work out. My biggest issue with this system is that you have to go through a lot to not get that much in the very end. It does alleviate a lot of issues with the headphones being over the ears, if you're uncomfortable with that, and all other situations, but the amount of effort and the amount of work you have to put in for the result, it just doesn't match it for me. So personally, I'm gonna give it a 4. But I will say, Panasonic, thank you very much for sending me the item. Thank you, WIGSS sponsor, for allowing me to utilize your app in order to get this item. But I will say, this could have been better. However, if you like my review, send me thangs. All you gotta do is reach out to me. Email is in my bio. More coming soon. I will be reviewing things more often. If you are not following your boy in this app, for the love of biscuits and toasted strudels, smack the like, smack the subscribe button. More will be coming. If you're watching me at this point, thank you for watching all the way through. I try to be as entertaining as possible. Sometimes I get a little bit distracted. Until the next one, for Shaq Shiggity, my name is
Sharky Be Tryin Thangs.